Hi everyone, this is for Act 1, Scene 2. You should have your reading guide open to this section. In addition, you should have your book open to page 45 where it says Act 1, Scene 2, and I will be reading from the right-hand side of the book, and you should be following along and responding to the questions as we progress. To be clear, I'm just reading this. I am not going to stop and give you answers. Let's get started. Act 1, Scene 2. A street, Capulet, Paris, and the clown, a servant, enters. Capulet. Montague is under bond, just like me, and facing the same punishment. It shouldn't be hard, I think, for men as old as we are to keep the peace. Paris. You both have honorable reputations, and it's a pity you've been fighting for so long. But now, my lord, what do you say about my proposed marriage to your daughter Juliet? Capulet. By saying again what I told you before, my child is too young to know the rules of society. She isn't quite 14 years old yet. It will be 2 more years before I think she's ready to be married. Paris, the younger girls than she have become happy mothers. Capulet. Yes, and they were disfigured by that early childbirth. All of my children are dead except her. She is the only hope I have in the world. But go ahead and try to win her heart, gentle Paris. My wishes only partially guarantee her consent. If she agrees, I'll go along with her wishes. Tonight, I'm going to give my annual masquerade banquet, and I have invited many guests who are people I love. You are invited too. One more very welcome guest makes the company all the richer. At my humble house tonight, you'll see the most beautiful maidens of Verona that make the night bright. Such joys as red-blooded young men feel when well-dressed spring treads on the heel of limping winter. Just such joy. Among the lovely young maidens you will find tonight at my house, listen to everything, look at everything, and, like the lady best who is most worthy. My daughter will be among the ladies, but she may not be the one you choose when you have seen them all. Come with me, to the servant. Go, servant, walk about beautiful Verona, find the people whose names are on these invitations, and say to them that I will be pleased to welcome them to my house tonight. Capulet and Paris exit. Servant. I'm to find those whose names are written here. I've heard that the shoemaker should work with his wool, and the tailor with his leather, and the fisherman with his pencil, and the painter with his net, but I have to find the people whose names are written here, and will never find them because I can't read. I must find someone who can read. Here's help already. Benvolio and Romeo enter. Benvolio. Come on, Romeo. One fire burns out another fire. One person's pain is lessened by some else's misery. Become dizzy from spinning and be helped by reversing the direction. One terrible grief can be cured by someone else's pain. Find a new infection in your eye, and the poison of the old infection will die. Romeo. The plantain leaf is a good remedy for that. Benvolio. For what, I ask you? Romeo. For your wounded shin when I kick you. Benvolio. Romeo, are you crazy? Romeo. No, I'm not crazy, but a madman is freer than I am. I'm shut up in prison, given no food, whipped, tortured, and... Sees the servant. Good evening, good fellow. Servant. And a good evening to you, sir. Can you read? Romeo. Yes, that's my one happiness in my unhappiness. Servant. Perhaps you memorize. Can you read anything you see? Romeo. Yes, if I know the letters and the language. Servant. You're an honest fellow. Have a nice day. Romeo. Wait, fellow, I can read. Romeo takes out the lists and reads. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters. Count Anselmi and his beautiful sisters. Vitruvio's widow, Signor Placentio and his lovely nieces, Mercutio and his brother Valentine, my uncle Capulet and his wife and daughters, my lovely niece Rosaline, Livia, Signor Valentio and his cousin Tybalt, Lucio and the lively Helena. Returns the paper to the servant. This is a beautiful group of people. Where are they to go? Servant. Up. Romeo. Where? Servant. To dinner, to our house. Romeo. Whose house? Servant. My master's. Romeo. Of course, I should have asked you that before. Servant. Now, I'll tell you without your asking. My master is the very rich Capulet, and if you're not a Montague, I invite you to come and have a drink of wine. Bless you. The servant exits. Benvolio. At this party of Capulets, the beautiful Rosalind that you love so much will dine, with all of the beautiful girls of Verona. Go there with an unprejudiced eye. Compare her face to some of the others I'll show you. I'll make you think your swan is a crow. Romeo. When the devout belief of my eyes asserts such a lie, then my tears will turn to fires. And these eyes, often drowned in tears, could never die. Transparent unbelievers should be burned for lying. Someone more beautiful than my love? The all-seeing sun has never seen my love's equal since the world began. Benvolio. Ha! You think she's beautiful because having no one to compare her with. You only saw her balanced in each of your eyes. But in your two eyes, those crystal scales of yours weigh your lady's love against another lady, whom I will show you at this party, and your Rosalind will scarcely look good, who now seems the fairest to you. Romeo. I'll go with you, not to find a lovelier girl, but to rejoice in the beauty of my own Rosalind.